Navasota police have arrested a man in connection with a bank robbery this morning.
A&M and Oklahoma State get ready to battle at a sold-out Kyle Field. Two top 10 teams haven't faced each other, Kyle, since 1975. We'll take a trip down memory lane.
Now on KBTX, your news leader, this is News 3 at 6.
Good evening, everyone. The clock is ticking down to the kickoff of tomorrow's big nationally televised football game between Texas A&M and Oklahoma State. More than 86,000 people are expected to pack Kyle Field.
And if you don't have a ticket yet, be prepared to shell out big bucks for the game. News 3's Clay Falls has been checking into ticket prices and whether there are still seats available. He joins us live from Texas A&M. Clay?
Well, John and Meredith, tickets are now at standing room only. The students were the only folks that are still able to get tickets at this hour, and we're told they're down to about 200 to 300 standing room only tickets. The rest have already sold out. In fact, they're expecting the largest crowd of the season now. A projected 87,000 people expected to be here at Kyle Field tomorrow afternoon. There was a steady stream of students here at the ticket office earlier this afternoon, those that were fortunate enough to get some tickets.
I'm super excited. It's going to be the first big conference game. I think this is a game that'll really show what we can do. Since, we're 8 and they're 7, it's going to be really crowded and really packed. It's going to be a big game.
And for students that are still interested in getting tickets, you can get those standing room tickets for about $40, and you can also upgrade your student ticket to a guest pass for $80. The ticket office opens again at 10:30 tomorrow morning. Should be pretty fun. And then also you can go online to AggieAthletics.com to take a look at ticket availability if you're a student. They're expecting a pretty awesome game tomorrow with number 7 Oklahoma State taking on the number 8 Aggies. Reporting live here at Kyle Field, Clay Falls, News 3.
All right, Clay, thank you very much. That ought to be exciting. Secondary ticket market, those tickets are going for several $100s at least. Well, it didn't take long for Aggie fans to claim their tailgating space before tomorrow's big game against Oklahoma State. Just about every available space was taken on the A&M campus by noon today, and fans are already bringing in the tents, barbecue pits. Finding prime tailgating real estate is always an endeavor, and for the most part, the regulars are able to claim their same space each week.
Well, the last time Kyle Field hosted 2 top 10 teams was way back in 1975.
On November 28, 1975, second-ranked A&M hosted fifth-ranked Texas in a battle royale. News 3's Shane McAuliffe has looked back at that game and what was happening in our world 36 years ago.
As Texas A&M took the field against Texas in 1975, the United States was just finishing up a recession. The lengthy Vietnam War came to an end, and NASA was moving on after canceling its Apollo program by introducing the Space Shuttle Enterprise. President Gerald Ford survived 2 assassination attempts in a matter of weeks. Jaws ruled the box office.
You're going to need a bigger boat. Gunsmoke.
And Gunsmoke ended its 20-year run on CBS.
Boys and girls, we proudly present Space Mountain. Like a rhinestone cowboy.
Space Mountain opened its doors at Disney World. Archie Griffin won his 2nd Heisman Trophy, and Tom Seaver earned his 3rd Cy Young Award. The average household income was just over $14,000 a year. Gas cost 44 cents a gallon, and a stamp set you back 13 cents. The A&M football team was on a roll in 1975, and Emory Bellard led the second-ranked Aggies to their highest ranking since 1957. Fifth-ranked Texas came to Kyle Field with Earl Campbell leading the charge, but the Aggie defense would hold the Tyler Rose to just 40 yards rushing. Texas A&M also intercepted Texas quarterback Ted Costanzo 3 times. The Aggies controlled the game thanks to a stout running attack that amassed 316 yards on the ground. George Woodard sealed the deal for the Aggies with a touchdown run in the 4th quarter as Texas A&M sawed varsity's horns off with a 20-10 victory.
How about that? Pretty exciting.
Yeah, celebration there. We want a celebration tomorrow.
I hate to say I was there. That's how old I am. Bob says he was there too.
Yeah.
The Aggies improved to 10-0 on that day.
But they finished the 1975 season with a 10-2 record after losses to Arkansas and then USC in the Liberty Bowl. Well, for tomorrow's game, it's looking good on the weather front.
Bob George is from the Weather Center. Bob, you were at that game.
Yeah, John, you and I were not sitting together at that game. Maybe we will be tomorrow. I think we're planning on that anyway. Tell you what, it looks like a great way to start out the day. Tomorrow morning, temperatures will be in the lower 60s, but by game time, we're looking for 91 degrees, 93 at halftime and in the fourth quarter, and winds out of the south and southwest, not real strong, but running around 5 to 8 miles per hour. So I don't expect the wind to be a big factor in the game. However, it will warm up, so you'll want to have a cap. Make sure you drink some water, probably wear some sunscreen as well.
Okay, thanks so much, Bob. Well, new information tonight on the firing of the A&M Systems Deputy Chancellor. Jay Kimbrough was fired Wednesday, and after learning of his termination, he allegedly removed a pocket knife from his pocket. Police reports indicate that some around Kimbrough felt threatened. But in an interview with News 3, Kimbrough denied that anyone was threatened, even after he said he read the police reports. According to the police report, Kimbrough pulled the knife out and said, quote, "If anyone is man enough to take them, bring it on." He's talking about his office keys and pass card.
It's just kind of a symbolic thing, like stand up, be a man, and you know, I just did it as just a joke, which I regret because obviously that's gotten some attention. But I have now heard about the report that was issued this afternoon by PD, and obviously there was no threat made to anybody. That's just a display.
Kimbrough is not facing any charges. Officials with the A&M system are refusing to comment about the incident, citing that it is a personnel matter.
Navasota police have now arrested a man who they believe robbed a bank this morning. They say the suspect walked into the Wells Fargo bank and demanded money. News
3's Alex Villarreal joins us live from Navasota where it happened. Alex.
John and Meredith, Navasota's police chief tells me this is the first time the Wells Fargo bank has been robbed in his 5.5 years of service. It took police minutes to catch up with the suspect's convertible after bank employees say he delivered a note to a teller that said he had a gun and demanded cash. Well, it's been pretty busy around here considering the bank in the 300 block of Washington Avenue has been closed for hours after a robbery around 11 this morning. Navasota police investigated the scene, preventing customers from getting inside the building. The doors were locked with a sign that read, "We are unexpectedly closed due to an emergency." Eric Morgan is 42 years old and from the Houston area. Police searched his car and found a shirt and hat matching surveillance video, plus descriptions given by bank employees. No gun was recovered. The bank did reopen again today, but closed again at 6. Normal business hours for this branch here in Navasota will resume tomorrow morning at 9. For now, reporting live in downtown Navasota, Alex Villarreal, News 3.
Okay, thanks so much, Alex. No one was hurt during the robbery.
People who live in College Station next year will see lower property tax rates, but could still end up paying more because of higher property values. They're also getting a new fire station and a budget that's leaner than this year's.
But with all the cuts, not all members voted for the budget, not because too much was cut, but one member says more could be done to save taxpayers money. News 3's Daniel Armbruster reports.
2011 was a rough year fiscally for the city of College Station. The city had more than 20 positions cut, and for several months, the city has been trying to trim more fat with a leaner 2012 budget.
It was not only about trying to maintain core services and the quality of life, but it also required cutting back.
Newly elected Councilman Carl Mooney says while some expenses were cut back, the City Council voted 5-1 to increase wastewater rates. Mooney says while residents are making certain sacrifices, the council is too.
Council itself took some serious hits. We eliminated travel.
Now, some folks will be happy because there is a savings between what was proposed and what has been approved. The city manager's office originally proposed this amount, but what was approved was a little bit less. In fact, it's going to save taxpayers more than $160,000. It sounds like a lot, but Councilmember Jess Fields felt the council could have cut more. Fields was the sole member to vote against the budget.
The main reason I voted against the budget was because I thought a lot more could have been cut, but I didn't think that was the staff's fault. I thought that we as the council did not scrutinize the budget quite enough as we could have.
Mooney says the council had nothing left to cut.
While some folks might say that we haven't cut back far enough, I think we've really cut back just as far as we can go without having any increases in the future.
I don't think we are scrutinizing non-essential expenditures as much as we should.
For now, the two will have to agree to disagree, at least for one more year. In College Station, Daniel Armbruster, News 3.
And for a breakdown of the entire budget and how it could affect you, visit our web channel, KBTX.com. Whatever your plans for the weekend, it is shaping up to be a nice one. Bob has our forecast just ahead.
Also ahead, the Bryant Vikings get pumped up for tonight's homecoming game. Students at Bryan High School are pumped up about tonight's homecoming game against Colleen Ellis.
Whatever you have to do to get your team pumped up, right? Well, this afternoon, BHS held its annual homecoming pep rally in the gym, and obviously showing off some dance moves seemed to be the activity of choice at the pep rally. Bryan is 2-1 on the season and will host Colleen Ellison at Merrill Green Stadium tonight with kickoff at 7:30. And A&M Consolidated is also celebrating its homecoming tonight, and the Tigers will take on Temple at Tigerland Stadium with kickoff slated for 7:30.
Coming up, we've got a great weekend, at least the start of the weekend. We'll have your forecast coming up next.
News 3 weather and the Pinpoint Forecast team brought to you by the Bank and Trust. Local bank, local bankers. And now, local weather.
Today takes the Blue Ribbon Prize for the best day of the week, I think. A little lower humidity, a pleasant morning, and a warm afternoon, but not too bad. Taking a Live Eye Network look with those clear skies across the Brazos Valley, and it looks like the skies will stay mostly clear through the weekend, maybe into early next week as well. Temperature-wise, not even topping 90 today. That's enough to smile about. 83 right now in Centerville, 82 in Crockett, 83 over in Trinity. Readings still in the mid to upper 80s across the Brazos Valley, but we'll cool down pretty quickly as the sun heads toward the sunset coming up in the next hour or so. We still have a light north and northwest wind across the Brazos Valley, running about 5 to 8 miles per hour, a little lighter in Giddings, 3 miles per hour, and calm conditions right now in Conroe and Crockett. 88 currently at Eastwood Airport, dew point 49, humidity 26%, and winds out of the northwest at 8 miles per hour. Temperature-wise, near 90 degrees across much of south central Texas and also out west around El Paso. Lower 80s across north Texas, feeling the effects of that weak cold front which moved through yesterday evening, bringing northwesterly winds and somewhat drier and slightly cooler air. Well, that will continue through tomorrow with mostly sunny skies, but by tomorrow afternoon, winds will become light southwesterly and pick up on Sunday afternoon. So we'll see a warm up after a nice cool night and morning. 62 early tomorrow morning, 84 by noon, 93 by tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock. So it will be a bit on the warm side out at Kyle Field, and even warmer on Sunday, 98 degrees. What's worse is winds will pick up from the southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour, and that could create a critically high fire danger once again on Sunday. So be careful out there. Looks like warm and humid conditions will set back in early next week, and hopefully enough moisture working in for at least a slight chance of rain with a weak upper level disturbance forming over Texas by next Wednesday night or Thursday. So we'll put a 20% hope in for a few showers coming up beginning late Wednesday and continuing Thursday and maybe into early Friday. Temperature-wise, maybe bottoming out around or topping out around 89 or 90 degrees by late next week. But again, warming up really big by Sunday, 98, 97 on Monday. So pretty warm weather still with us for another few days.
All right, going to the games tonight. High school take a lot of water, and Kyle Field tomorrow for the game.
No kidding, some sunscreen. Well, coming up in sports, we will get you set for a big night of high school football right here in the Brazos Valley.
We'll have live reports from both Merrill Green Stadium and Tigerland as Bryan and A&M Consolidated open up district play.
A big weekend of football has arrived. Texas A&M will host Oklahoma State tomorrow at 2:30 at Kyle Field, but we start things off under the Friday night lights. District play has arrived for some teams, including those in Districts 12-5A, where both A&M Consolidated and Bryan will be at home. We kick things off with the Tigers over in College Station. That is where we find our Daryl Bruffett, who is standing by live. Hey, Daryl.
Hello, John. Yeah, it's homecoming here at A&M Consolidated High School tonight. The Tigers have not been home since week 0. Tonight they will host the Temple Wildcats, and head coach David Radfield joins us. And, Coach, I know you go into the off week or the bye week or whatever, and you guys have not won a ball game yet, but is that good just from the standpoint that had you ripped off 3 in a row, they might not have taken it seriously, and these guys, you got their undivided attention?
You know, I don't know if it's good or bad, but I do know that the kids have worked incredibly hard, and unlike most teams, they have gotten better every week. And even at the end of the bye week, we knew we were a better football team than at the beginning.
You guys will host a Temple team tonight that they're 1-2 on the year, but boy, they have rolled up some points, haven't they?
Their offense is putting up a bunch of yards, a bunch of points. They've been in every game, and so it'll be a nice challenge for our defense.
Coach, your defense has been pretty good at times, and obviously, if they can be good tonight, that can go a long way to you guys picking up your first win and open up district play with a victory.
We're counting on that D-line to try and keep that running back in check. He's averaging almost 11 yards a carry. We need a big night out of the defense to give our offense a chance to get on track.
All right, Coach Radfield, thanks a bunch. Good luck tonight. We'll have some highlights for you coming up tonight at 10, and, of course, a complete wrap-up on Taco Bell's Friday Football Fever at 11:37. Not only is it homecoming here in College Station, also in Bryan, where the Vikings are also at home tonight, and that's where our Cody Coyle is. Cody?
Well, hey, Daryl, it's kind of perfect timing. District play begins and the calendar changes from the summer to the fall, getting closer to that football weather. For more on to Bryan's opener tonight in 12-5A against Colleen Ellison, we bring in head coach Bob Ballard. Coach, what do you know about the Eagles coming in tonight?
I know they're very fast. They've got a lot of speed on defense, and they've got great weapons at wide receiver and running back, and the quarterback. I'm sitting watching him warm up right now. He can throw the ball around. So, right now we've got our work cut out for us. We're going to have to handle their speed, and if we do that, we'll probably be in pretty good shape.
You guys are coming off your first loss of the season. What have you learned from that loss to College Park?
That we're certainly vulnerable. We didn't play very well a week ago, and I think our kids are anxious to get back on the football field, especially at home and homecoming and opening district ball game. I think we should be ready to play.
Ones that really count start tonight. Do you feel like your team is ready?
We better be. Right now, we work all week, and I thought we were ready a week ago, and things didn't happen so good, and it was kind of a groundswell. Hopefully, some good things happen tonight, and they'll end up working the opposite direction.
Coach, appreciate your time tonight. Best of luck. We will be live here at Merrill Green Stadium with highlights coming up at 10 o'clock, and then a complete wrap-up on Taco Bell's Friday Football Fever. At Merrill Green Stadium in Bryan, Cody Coyle, News 3 Sports. John?
All right, Cody, thank you very much. You can also keep up with all the action tonight by following KBTX Sports on Twitter, or you can search for the hashtag KBTXFFF. John and Meredith will wrap up the newscast after the break.
Well, that is all the time we have. Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to join us for News 3 tonight.
We will have all your Friday night high school football scores. See you at 10.
Thank you for watching News 3 at 6 on KBTX. The people you know, the news you trust.